Hello and welcome to the channel. You're joining me on another hill walk from the Mynydd list, my personal list of the best hills in South Wales. Today we're doing Mynydd Llangatwg, 529 metres. It's a good hill sandwiched between the Black Mountains, the heads of the valleys and the central Brecon Beacons, so some really fantastic views already, and it promises to be a nice day for a bit of drama in the sky, not a breath of wind on the sheltered side. It's not going to be a long walk, but we're walking through some old quarries at the start, park up on an old quarry site, so it should be an interesting walk, and we should be getting some really nice views. So yes, I'm going to mosey on and start capturing some views. Lots of old quarries, and then wrapping round to the Skirrid, Sugarloaf, the far Black Mountains in the distance on the English border, round to Craghall Hill or Table Mountain, and I think that's Pen-cyrn, that mountain over there, but I can't quite remember. .500 feet of ascent so far. You can see how much the views have opened up already, but as is often the case on the Mynydd walks, the car park for this one is a long way up, so the car definitely takes, I'd say, about 80% of the strain on this hill. Just leaves you with a short walk with a couple of reasonably sharp bits of descent, and then I will show you in a minute the top of the summit which we're walking towards, because it's extremely rocky. The wind and rain have eroded the grass off the top and left lots and lots of small rocks. There's a massive cairn on top of this one as well, this summit. It's a very peaceful walk so far, just in a couple of walkers, but it's not a hugely well walked summit. But people do tend to visit the Lonely Shepherd because it's a really good rock formation, and there's not that many in the Brecon Beacons National Park really, so if you want that kind of photo op, you've got to pick from a limited selection. If you've been watching my other Mynydd list videos, be able to set a bit of a scene of where we are now. So if we look over that way, see the very distinctive point of the Sugarloaf, which is one of the most eastern hills on the list. Over there is a Skirrid, which we've not yet done for the channel, but that's another fantastic hill. And then looking south, you can see the twin comms towers. That's the little car park, I think the Fox Hunter car park. Head left from there to the highest point, and that's the Blorange. A really fantastic hill, great views as well. And then swinging round, you have got Coity Mountain, Gwastad and a few other ones which aren't on the list because they're just heather-strewn messes that are really miserable to walk on. But then the big lump over there, the valleys, if I can change the light to show it, is Mynydd Llangatwg, which I did at the start of the year, and then recently. Beyond that is a Dwm Fawr, which I did a couple of weekends ago, and the weekend before that, the hill just over in the distance, so you just about see it, is Mynydd Bedwellty. And then looking east further to see all the heads of the valleys. So just a spectacular place to stand and take all of the views in. And then when we head this way, the rocky sort of summit right in front is Cefn yr Ystrad. That's the most southern mountain in the Brecon Beacons National Park, so the most southern mountain in the UK outside of the two in Devon. And then swinging right round the central Bannau Brycheniog, the Brecon Beacons, and you can see there Corndee to the left, Benevan to the right, and then all the other hills around there. And then you can just see dipping north where the edge of the main hills and the Brecon Beacons National Park sort of ends. Well, the mountain section ends certainly, and the kind of fields beyond. Like you said, Mynydd Llangatwg, Twr Pen-cyrn, the start of the Black Mountains, and then the Black Mountains all the way back to the Sugarloaf. Just a spectacular place. Yes, Mynydd Llangatwg, 529 metres. The sweep of all of the hills is absolutely spectacular. Views from up here, absolutely brilliant. You can even see a small pond over there which you can hike past and even do a wild swim if you want to. So we're on kind of moorland that kind of separates the heads of the valleys south to the Brecon Beacons National Park proper north. So you've got views of the central Brecon Beacons, the Black Mountains and all the hills around there, the hills above Abergavenny, hills above Crickhowell. It is a really, really nice hill, and the good thing about it, it's only 1.2 miles from the car if you park where I parked, and only 638 feet of descent, so it's not a difficult walk at all. Bit rocky towards the end, not going to be accessible for prams or anything like that, but if you're a reasonably okay and sensible walker, this should be absolutely easy for you. And the views are absolutely immense given the little effort you've put in as well, makes it even sweeter. As it's only a short one for the miners list this hill, we are going to walk a bit of a longer route, and you'll notice by my big backpack I'm also doing a wild camp. That'll be a separate video. But what we are going to do now is head towards the Lonely Shepherd. So if you've not heard of that place, it's a standing stone that, according to what I read, was put up by the people who quarried there. But there's also a legend built up around it as well now, which I will maybe cover when I can sit down and read it from my phone. Something about a man, woman, kind of love thing. I'm not entirely sure. But it is a really, really nice place by all accounts to stand, taking the views and have a nice photo opportunity with some proper nice rock formations. But we've got to find a pathway to get there now. So I think I can see a pathway or a sheep trail that leads to a much more distinctive path. And from OS maps, so I'm pretty assured there's a decent path to it because it is a well-visited little spot. But the views as I walk towards it are worth it anyway. Looking back towards the summit, you can see it's quite an interesting hill, this one, in that it is wide, flat, bleak moorland, but then a really distinct summit poking up on the top. So it's a lot more interesting than you'd think just looking at OS maps. Picked up a nice wide trail now, but it's extremely wet. So yeah, I recommend if you're doing this, especially this time of year, which is November, after lots of rain, a decent pair of waterproof walking boots, because yeah, this is going to soak through any kind of other shoes really quickly. Still see Mynydd Llangatwg in the distance. So we followed a really nice path over to here. It's brought us to the edge of this old quarry. Still maintains the spectacular views. And you're not too far from civilization. And round in front, that is the Lonely Shepherd. So we have found it. Well, the Lonely Shepherd. What a cool little place. What a cool rock. It doesn't look particularly stable. Some very big cracks, a bit of a definite lean to it, so I wouldn't want to climb around in it too much, but yeah, what a cool little location. So the old quarry's right here. Nice easy walk to get to, and there's several different ways back down to the car, so we're not going to do the full walk today. Like I said, I'm going to do a wild camp, so tomorrow morning we'll pick up the trail and we'll go slightly back on ourselves there, and then we'll try and head down and cut underneath the other quarries back to the car. A nice short circular walk, then that'll get me back nice and early. But yeah, it's well worth a little detour to this location because the views are great, but you've got a bit of dramatic photography in the foreground as well, so definitely worth the detour. So we'll pick up the rest of the walk tomorrow. So we are picking up the walk the next morning. We're going to try and take a slightly different route back to the car, a bit more direct. So I'm hoping the path will be fairly obvious because the visibility is pretty poor, so can't really look too far ahead to spot it. But I'm hoping to drop down fairly soon and then cut on the bottom of the quarries back to the car. Very, very nice little spot this. Some great opportunities for night photography here. So we did get a little bit of clear skies, so I will chuck a couple of photos in there just to show you the sort of camp location and some of the views you can get from up here. But the walk back, even though the weather's not very pleasant, should be quite good because there's just so many little quarries and crags along here, and the footpath seems to be pretty decent as well, so I'm hoping this will be a nice easy jaunt back to the car, and I'm hoping the rain stays away as well. Well, it doesn't get any heavier is what I mean. I followed a track back to the road, so it's a nice easy road walk back to the car. I didn't quite have the patience to look for an alternative track. It's very wet, very boggy, very slippery. So I figured, you know what, let's just get to the road. And it's a pleasant enough walk. It's an extremely peaceful road. It's not very good for cars, so not many cars drive along it. I think if I was doing this walk again in good weather, my route back would be slightly different. I'd stay on the top and I'd walk along the edge where there's a defined path, and then walk all the way back and then drop back down to the car park that way. So it would be a sort of narrower circular walk, but you'd keep those really great views all the way. At the car park now. As ever, you'll find the rest of the miners lists on my website, and obviously the playlist on my YouTube channel as well. So if you want to go and check that out, please do. You'll see all the routes, ascents, descents, all that kind of stuff, and all the details. But in the meantime, huge thanks for watching me this far, and I will catch you in the next one.